Paint chips. Lots of paint chips.
They taste so good.
Okay. I didn't prepare before I started the recording.
I like it.
Yeah, that's all right. It's Loose Screws. I'm Commander Jantrax. It's a day. I don't know. It's a day in March. It's a Thursday. And
24th one, in fact.
Yeah, it's the 24th day in March, everybody. That was a test. Somebody wrote in our note sheet, the headline for this episode is Free Reorte.
No.
Hold on. Only two people.
Why don't we just go FREEEORTE? FREEEORTE!
FREEEORTE!
Only two people have edited the notes sheet.
Bork, bork, bork.
Oh, well,
Yeah, I know it was you, you clown. Anywho, FREEEORTE! Oh, now everybody's editing the note sheet. Okay, we've started a fire in here. Well, joining me today is Commander Chig.
Hey, how are you?
All right, Commander Dubs.
Yep.
Commander Nurgle.
Heyo.
And Commander NL Hate.
I'm last again.
Yeah, you came in right at the bottom. How does Discord decide where to put us?
The N in his name.
Are you sure it's alphabetical?
It looks alphabetical to me.
Things around.
I'm going to go with the exclamation points up top, followed by C, D, J, J, N, N, to say it's probably alphabetical.
Fact that
All right.
Dubs is able
Smart
to
guy's in charge tonight, everybody. Yeah. I'm stepping down.
Nope, I don't want it.
Oh, hey, Dubs.
Dubs could name letters and put them in order.
Yeah.
Dubs, what you been up to since we last talked?
In game?
I don't care.
I guess killing bugs, trying to get it to run as smoothly as I can through what's that program? Parsec on server class hardware with a Tesla M40 graphics card. That's
How
been
many
my
of those does it take to
activities
do
of
the
the
Kessel
week.
run?
3.5.
5. I don't know.
Well, that's not good enough.
Oh, shit.
Or is it too good? I don't know. Are we counting down when we measure things, when we measure time in parsecs?
I don't know.
I heard
the good news is it
somebody
works.
explain that. One of the books explains how he made that Kessel run, and he's using distance for it. Is that it's Kessel is like a cluster of like black holes, and by being able to do that distance shorter, you'd have to be a very fast ship to not get sucked into the black holes. That's why it's impressive that the Millennium Falcon did it in a short distance.
It's like time and space are variables.
Timey-wimey.
Yeah.
You act like we don't use time to measure distance here.
You didn't know what really happened.
Yeah, they didn't talk shit. Yeah, they made shit up.
Yeah.
They didn't have a science. They didn't have a science.
Sciencey.
Yeah.
Are you telling me Hollywood isn't always accurate with their scientific facts?
Exactly.
I'm not telling you anything.
Surprise. Shocked.
Shocked, I say. All right. Sorry. Didn't mean to cut in.
So you're trying to run Elite remotely on a server.
Yeah. Server hardware. I mean, it's all a part of the whole hardware thing. And believe it or not, you can actually build using used server grade hardware a PC that will in fact run Elite Dangerous Odyssey locked at 60 frames a second for about $500.
I just want to say this about that, though. Somebody who's going to do that is probably not a console guy because they would not know enough about the hardware to realize that you could even use server hardware to do that.
I mean,
I
guess
that's
that's
side business like building them for them.
Yeah, you do have to do a couple things that are probably non-standard, and with a graphics card that does not have a graphical output, and server grade hardware generally doesn't have iGPUs, so then you're forced to use either remotely with virtual displays or just buy another like $30 or $40 graphics card just to have the HDMI out. Or you could also just buy the if you already have a computer that has an iGPU, like it could be a measly little i3, but if it's a quad core with an iGPU, you can slap $150 Tesla M40 in there load the drivers, change it over to where
You're
it
gonna put a car in there?
Okay.
card. It just
Tesla
works.
are workstation cards from NVIDIA. So, okay. But oh God, I keep wanting to ask you questions about this because it's really stupid. But then at the same time, I don't want to talk about it again.
Because it's
is
really
stupid.
It's a pain in the ass, but it does work, and it's like for the money, the performance isn't bad. I mean, we're talking about a $150 graphics card that performs similar to a 980, maybe a 980 Ti if you overclock it a little.
But then you're rendering the game on something that doesn't have a graphics output, so you're having to copy that frame buffer into something else before you display it, which means you're latent, which means why don't you just like buy the GeForce Now service?
Because that latency is even worse than just doing it local. Because when I was playing it on my desktop over the network, I got the gig Ethernet ran in there to a switch. It's not bad. And so if I was running it on a local computer, not over the network, piping it through the iGPU, it would be even less latency. It would be even a better experience yet.
Okay. Chig, what have you been up to this week?
Not what he's been up to.
Thank God.
I started working again, so I've actually left the house for 40 hours this week. It's kind of weird. I don't know if I like that. I killed my frickin' Hydra solo.
There it is.
I thought I was just going to smash my face into it again, as I've been doing for a while. And all of a sudden I got 5 hearts in and I'm like, oh my God, I got a shot at this. And I done killed it. I'll tell you right now, of all the things I've done in this game, that was probably the most satisfying. I mean, I was getting so nervous and shaking by the end of it. I'm like, God, I'm going to fuck this up. I know I am. So I was so careful those last couple hearts.
And killed it with a broken canopy.
I broke the canopy before I exerted the first heart. I took a blast to the face from cannons, and
only takes one.
Anybody who's fought a Hydra knows your canopy's gone if you take one stupid shot. And it was on the very first one, and I was actually down to 12% hull after the second heart, and I'm like, oh, I don't know if this is gonna work. So I just kind of flew away, repairing, using my AFMU and repairing my hull, and went back in for the attack run on the third heart with only 40% hull back, and I'm like, let's just see what happens, and took 0 damage on that heart. And then, 3 limpets worth repair limpets after that. I was back up to, 60, 65% hull. And then, I finished it with 100% hull. So it went relatively smoothly after the first couple mess ups. But yeah, and I know if I would have just said F it and switched to the crate mark whatever the frick it is, Mark 3, or
it's
the Chieftain Mark 7. If I would have switched to one of those ships, I think I would have done this a lot sooner, but I was determined to just stick with the Phantom. In the Phantom, now I've been to Beagle Point, I've killed a Hydra, I've done everything in that ship. Best ship in the game. Bite me.
I definitely agree. It's the best anti-Xeno ship in the game, and I do like it for a lot of other things too.
The red cockpit interior is excellent.
Yeah.
I will eventually
one of the
build
reasons
one.
I liked it from the beginning was that the coloring of the interior just different from other ships.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations. That's all the elites and all the Thargoids.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do next. Right now I'm working on killing a basilisk in an eye eagle, but I don't think I want to just start, trying to find more challenging Xeno fights. That just I don't think I want to become that guy. Yeah, well, that's what I might start doing. If there's any enemies of the state that need taken care of, maybe I'll just focus my attention on that, and we'll go that way. But
we make
I'm
friends
not sure
here,
right
not
now.
enemies.
Yeah, speak for yourself. But I don't know. I still want to, Xeno hunt. Do now I suppose doing a whole CZ, including the Hydra solo, would be fun to do, just for the challenge of it. But I'm sick of going and farming mats to do that. I'd rather just kill bugs with friends and not have to be flying out to the Guardian sites every other freaking day.
Well, that's the thing.
Exactly.
How many Xeno would you have to, or how many Thargoids would you have to kill to finish a CZ by yourself?
5. Well,
Yeah,
handful of
was more.
scouts and 5 interceptors.
I thought it was more than that. Okay.
Yeah, so soloing the AXCZ is not that bad. And I can happily do that. It's the Hydra is the only issue. And as long as there's 2 or 3 of us, we can basically do it. We can hold it while the other goes to reload and stuff. But doing it by yourself, you got to synth that premium ammo, and that's we're getting away with it without the premium ammo when there's friends around, and that's much more fun because then you're not having to do that high grade shit.
Right.
I have never synthed premium ammo.
Me neither. Not once.
I don't want to. It's a waste.
I only did it for the solo Hydra. That's the only time I've done it, and I'll probably now try to do the Hydra without premium ammo. Which now that I've killed the Hydra, once you kill each one, it just, I remember the first Cyclops, it was like, that was super hard. The Basilisk took me forever to finally kill that fucker. And then now a Basilisk just, I don't know, might as well be fighting a scout, it feels like, when it's solo. They are just like paper mache, but when you go from smacking a Hydra that takes, 40 optimum range Gauss cannons just to exert the first heart to a Basilisk, which takes 14 or something, it's just way easier. So I think now that I've done a Hydra once, it will get easier, and I will do one with non-premium ammo. I'm not doing it in a stupid ship like the guy who did 8 Hydras solo. He just did a Hydra solo with an E-rated chieftain. E-rated, no engineering chieftain. He killed a Hydra. So what the holy crap in hell? Give me a break. So
This must have such a weak AFMU. Not to mention oh my god. Okay.
Yeah. I know, right?
Wonderful. Nurgle, what gets you up in the morning, man?
Coffee.
All right.
Coffee is what gets me up. Not a lot, really. I haven't had much time to play. It's been a busy week at work, and then, my wife teaches 3rd grade, and she's doing an archery team this year, and we're getting them ready for state next week. So nothing like a whole bunch of 4th and 5th graders armed with bows at the end of the school year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Some serious ADD going on in that gym in the afternoon. There's some real space cadets in that group. They're all good kids, and there's some of them that really take it seriously and and want to improve and want to be good at archery. And then there's some of them that I'm not really sure they're with us, and I'm kind of worried that they have a bow in their hand. But it's been fun, so I'm looking forward to the end of the season, though.
Great. Hate, what's up, man? I heard you took a day off to be here.
Took today off to be here because I'm a glutton for punishment.
Committed to the bit.
Yep. I've been playing Elite again.
Nice.
Made it to the Crystal Forests and did some Guardian Mats collection in case I needed to send premium ammo for anything I wanted to do. My next thing is actually finishing up Elite in Combat. I'm only 4% ahead of Nurgle right now, according to Inara.
Interesting.
So that's what's on my plate, is trying to keep ahead of him now.
That's the move.
I guess I'm going to have to do some work this weekend. Make sure I don't lose any ground.
If I wasn't racing for Combat Elite, I would probably be filling up my manufactured engineering materials and then my data, because it's been a year since I farmed stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I was pretty depleted.
Yeah. Well, I did all of that right before I started trying to grind out Combat Elite, so.
Cool. Well, welcome back.
Yeah. Good to be back.
Keep hammering that nail. I haven't had a chance to play the game at all since the last time we all spoke because of life and things. But I just hopped on now. I decided to fly my carrier to some system where I can put stuff on it. I'm going to put all this useless crap on my carrier.
We killed a few aliens Sunday.
Sunday?
Wasn't that Sunday night you hopped on and we killed, or was that Saturday? And since the last show.
Really?
Yeah, we killed a few. I
Couldn't
think
have
it was
been
just me, you, and
Saturday.
Dubs.
Was it Friday?
I know I was there. I don't remember.
Okay, maybe I played one night. I can't remember. It's been so long. I got some stuff at work took too long. This particular production just took a super long time to put together, very long dialogue edit, and I meant to be done with it yesterday. It was not done last night. This morning I started in on it like, it's all right, I'll take care of it in the morning and I'll get back on track. I finished like 5 minutes before we pushed record. I worked on it for 12 hours longer than I expected to. Oof. So I'm a little bleary-eyed from that. You work on just dialogue all day. It does something to your brains. I don't know. Maybe this is what space madness is. I honestly can't remember that I played Elite since the last time. But anyway, I'm usually on like on a Tuesday or something, and I wasn't, and so on and so on. So, but hey, I'm here. I'm going to install a bartender in my carrier for some reason. And then I guess I'll just ask people, what am I supposed to have? Because I don't care about any of this stuff. And I'll just set buy orders. And maybe 6 months from now, I'll be able to unlock some things without having done any work. That sounds great. I just don't know what to unlock. I'll have to get somebody to fill me in on that. So yeah, that's about the size of that. You guys want to move on and talk about some squad update?
Sure.
All right, which one? This one.
Incoming priority message.
Squadron briefing.
There's thankfully not a lot going on right now. And if you've been paying attention for about the past 3 months, that hasn't been the case. For a change, we are actually not in expansion. And that took a lot of work from everybody in the squad. We added 1.8 systems that were over 70%, and two, I think, that were over 80% that needed to be cooled down to keep us from going back into yet another expansion. So at the moment, all is calm on the Western Front. We just took another port in Snooky Zion, working our way towards Micah's Rest. How do you pronounce? Is it Micah's Rest?
I think it's Micah. Yes.
Okay. And we're working our way towards Control in Lambda Andromeda. I think we're about 15% away from triggering a control war there, and everything else is calm. And that's the way we want it to be for a little while, so we can take care of some of these projects laying around and not have to worry about expanding again and again and again. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Working against us for profit.
Yeah. That's just such engaging and an exhilarating gameplay. And it's just so easy to sell everybody on the squad to, hey, let's go work against ourselves. That's fun.
I did run into a commander that had not been playing for more than a year, and that's how Mr. Jobin joined the Discord yesterday.
Oh, cool.
All right.
Found him in a CZ fighting against us, and then made a friend.
Hey, welcome aboard.
We make friends, not enemies.
Absolutely.
Speak for yourself.
Okay. We make friends in spite of Chig.
Yay! And in spite of Teflon, and probably in spite of Dubs. No, Dubs always kills people, then makes friends with them. Kind of guy.
I never actually finished killing people. You know,
that's step one to making a friend is not murdering them.
Yeah.
Makes it a lot easier.
if they're not someone who I know is hostile towards me and we get into a skirmish, I'll usually disable their drives. And as they're tumbling, I'll send them a message, be like, hey, by the way, I'm not that big of an asshole, even though I fucked your ship up.
That's right.
Sounds
I
good.
mean, that's how Blame the Bard ended up here. Actually,
Yeah, that's exactly how he ended up here.
Encounter.
Right. I recall that.
And now he does other stuff. Did I just put a transition in there on accident?
You did.
That
That was really great. Blame the Bard. What a great guy. He sent us another news recording for this week. Let's do it. Let's do the Blame the Bard. Everybody listen up. Don't turn your speakers down. Don't.
Welcome aboard the Tin Hat Aim Express. To the owner of the Orange Sidewinder, please return to your ship and fix your chaff launcher immediately. You are responsible for cleaning up the hangar of your target scrambling herpes. Let's jump right on into this week's recap. On March 17th, we had a surprise community goal, a random call to grotesque violence to wipe out criminal scum. On March 18th, we have Mahone's Tears and Cold Sweat commodities reaching historic demand rates in reorte as tensions rise. On March 21st, Arissa provides an ornate ring at a fancy party for the aristocrats to kiss, reminding them of their places. March 23rd, tourist mining on the hunt for mutated rocks. No real scientists were harmed in the making of this story. That's all for the news. Community goal prediction. Unless something out of nowhere comes up, it looks like a mining community goal for salvation. That's all for me this week. Thank you for tuning your tin hat to this frequency, and as always, have fun out there.
Oh, swing and a miss. He was really upset too. He thought he really had it that time. With the predictions. Yeah.
One of these days.
All right.
Hold on.
What?
We need to address that joke. Because it was twofold, and I'm in love with it.
The target scrambling herpes?
From the Orange Sidewinder.
A round of applause?
Yeah.
All right.
Yay.
All right. So, let's see. Dev news this week. On Tuesday, there was a hot fix. It included some stuff that isn't very interesting, and then also added a 0 to the stock capacity of the fleet carrier bartender.
I wish I had a fleet carrier.
Yeah. I just put a bartender on anyway. So that's fun. Now they can have 1,000 things.
Yeah. But they didn't adjust the prices. They should have let us increase prices. Put a 0 on the percentage that we can charge,
right.
above would have been nice.
Yeah, he did mention that on stream today. So that in process, feedback received.
Okay. That I'm not too upset. I will say this. I don't know when it got fixed. But every time I jump my carrier and, the jump would be over, I would have to look to one of my side panels before I could, launch my ship or go to carrier services. I no longer have to look to a side panel. I can just do it when the jump's over now. So that was a little what is it, quality of life thing that I noticed. So I'm like, oh, wow, look at that. That's so cool. And so I'm happy. As you said before, greatest patch ever.
Yeah.
It is doing good so far.
Well, there's a few like random little bugs and crap. Did they fix? I think also on this list is to do with the engineer unlock that was messing up.
I remember seeing that.
Yeah, I think they said that they fixed that. I was surprised how many people are running into that.
Yes, engineer's not progressing.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's fixed. Crew avatar is being duplicated. Apparently that's fixed. I just installed like 4 services in a fleet carrier, and let me tell you what, all their faces come out not exactly the same, but they're so close to exactly the same that it's ridiculous.
I think I've ever looked at my crew on my carrier.
So I just noticed something weird with the engineers. You know how when you're unlocking them and you look in the engineer menu, you have the little check boxes with the check marks that says, you did this, good job. Whenever you get to the final engineer, there's no more boxes. But Odin Geiger has an additional box that's not checked that just says, he has no outstanding donation request.
That might be a
Well,
bug.
there's just room for them to add an engineer that's
I
in
guess.
sequence with him, maybe. Although, why
Maybe.
couldn't they just add the box later? Like, it's not necessary, right?
I don't know. Oh
Well, I
well.
don't bloody know.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yep, don't care. Cool. So that hotfix happened. The live stream went off today. That's Frame Shift Live episode 2. This time with Art and Zach, and they did a stream. And the big news was the hotfix. So that means there's essentially not big news. Everything remains. I skimmed it, had it on the background. Everything remains the same as last week. Nothing big changing in the world, except that the community calendar is now live. So there's a link in the show notes. You can send them events and it's all going to work. And you can find events that are going on, like exploration events or races, or I don't know. Maybe we'll put some loose screws stuff on there sometime. I don't know what we put on there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, maybe we'll create something specifically for putting it on. See, we can't advertise bug hunts, because then, like, if more than 4 people show up, everything goes to hell anyway. We stop being able to instance properly. The zones keep breaking. And
what about PvP night? We've been talking about doing,
or we could do a CQC night.
Yeah, CQC always works.
There we go.
With loaded up with people.
Still need to see if 2 commanders can stand on top of a hovering anaconda and fight. Fist fight.
Okay.
Fists only.
Do it.
All right. Who's going to fly the anaconda? Because I'm fighting Chig.
Dibs.
I think we should just have a full ramming demolition derby style PvP night where you can't use weapons at all.
I'll bring the orca.
Ooh, interesting.
Above a high gravity planet.
Ooh, more interesting.
We can just keep adding stuff, have people on foot shooting at the ships while, those are the only weapons you can use as hand
rocket
weapons. Rocket launchers. Yeah, I like it. Crash, get on that. I don't want to do any work. Come on. I'm tired.
So in the stream today, honestly, the community calendar, they talked about the hotfix, and then they did a bunch of community stuff, like looking at creations and stellar screenshots, the usual stuff like that. Art did mention that he was very sorry he did not more directly address the long comms blackout, and just apologized, because obviously that caused some people to think that maybe the game was ending. And that he assured us is basically the opposite of what was happening. They just have so much going on, and they had to get it all ready, and there's more to come that they can't tell us yet.
I feel like we're the only ones who didn't say the game was ending in some form or fashion.
Yeah, it seemed like everybody was going down that road.
Well, okay, I will say there were people saying that, but they were the usual suspects, right? And then there was the group of non-negative Nancy YouTubers who titled videos "Is the game ending?" But if you watch the content, it was like, no, of course not.
They were being clickbaity. Come on, guys!
You got to title your video something horrible. That's what you do.
It makes me sad.
Yeah. So anyway, that was the news from today. What's anybody other comments on that? Probably not, right?
No.
It's just a little hot fix. Okay.
Yeah.
Community Corner, tell me about this Crystal Forest trip that y'all did.
Well, we loaded up the Kless Ashford and the Scarlet Quasar and hopped out to the Crystal Forest and took a handful of new commanders and a couple of veterans and milled about out in the Crystal Forest in both Horizons and Odyssey. They are on those planets in Odyssey. They are a little bit more difficult to find, and it takes a little bit longer because the crystals are further apart. I did mine in Horizons because I knew what I was looking for and I wanted to get it done quickly. Everyone that went, other than one commander who forgot to trade down their goods, was very profitable. I even made like 1.5 million credits in exploration finding, and I started, scanning after I left the second crystal shard site. So
Nice.
that was cool.
It's always a
Nice.
good trip.
I because I had more single seat time to play than most people do. I did go to the second site, fly through the Guardian sites, and come home already, and do business back in the bubble. But I plan on heading back out to the Guardian sites if anybody needs help this weekend.
Yeah, I flew out after I killed the Hydra. I was like low on ruthenium. Is that the one? It's the grade 4 in the column with manganese. Manganese you have to use for all grades of Gauss synth. So I kept trading the ruthenium down, and I was down to like 6 of that and not much manganese left. So I went out to the Guardian site and then went to the crystal shards on the way back. It's not really on the way back. It's like a 1,500 light year trip out and then back. But I went out and filled up that, and polonium was low, and came back and traded stuff. And yeah, now my raw stuff is all damn near full again. That's awesome. And yeah, do it in Horizon. I do everything in Odyssey, but I tried finding the shit in Odyssey. It's just a giant pain. Just log into Horizons and go to the biological sites, and it takes like a half an hour to go from like 10 of something to 150. So just do that. It's way easier until they get rid of it.
Until they get rid of it.
Yeah, indeed. So that's all I had on that. Just I mentioned I did that too after, instead of going with them, I was too busy killing bugs. And then they made me think about going. Anyway. So I'm like, God damn it. So then I went on my own. And being a selfish bastard, I didn't ask if anybody wanted to come with, because I didn't know I was going to go there. I was going to the Guardian site. Then I decided to go there and just kind of doing my thing. My bad. Anybody who wants to go, I'll fly you out there on my carrier. Because just say, hey.
Whenever I go to do those things, I don't bring a carrier. It's anything that's more than like 2 carrier jumps doesn't ever feel like it's worth it to me.
Oh, it totally feels like it to me.
Tritium.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't really care about the price of tritium. I mean, well, whatever. If I was going to Colonia, I'd probably care about the price of tritium, but I don't care about the price of tritium so hard that I never load my own tritium. I just get somebody to do that for me by setting the buy price to like way higher than it's supposed to be. Just parking somewhere,
times,
walk away for a while, and come back. And oh, look at that! I'm full. That's weird.
Yeah. Wonder how that happened.
Random strangers just did that. Okay, that's fine. Like if you guys want a few, a couple 100 million to load my carrier up with stuff, that sounds great. Do it.
Yeah, I'll go kill bug for a couple hours. Pays for it. Not a problem.
Yeah, we do one night of like the thing that I generally think is the most fun in the game right now. Tough combat. Yep. And walk away with easily a quarter bill every time. So not a big deal.
Keeps me in tritium.
But yeah, I just don't like having to do carrier jumps and like 2 or 3 or 4 of them in a row is awful. So if I have to go somewhere distant, then I just fly one of my fast ships.
Yeah, but then you have to like pay attention to that. Whereas if it's just mindless going somewhere, I can set a jump on a carrier, go do something else, come back, set a timer on my watch for 20 minutes, come back, set the next jump. And
if I had something else to do, then we'll sure. Maybe I'll do it during the day. I'll take little like 30-minute breaks from work every 20 minutes.
They should still have an app so we can jump our carriers when we're not in game.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Super nice.
Yeah. So I put Pioneer supplies on my carrier.
What?
They've just got a bunch of grade 1 stuff. I just put all the stuff on it. I don't care because I have so much money now.
Yeah, but see, like even me, who always says that, I've always had every service, all of them active. Pioneer, I looked at and I'm like, why? I couldn't conceive of a reason to have that.
I thought I was supposed to be allowed to put like e-breaches for sale here.
You should be able to. Did you toggle that on?
Okay, so wait, I have to do some management now. Hold on.
Yes,
let me go to the
it's
panel.
in carrier management.
Okay, wait, we're doing it.
All right, we're doing it.
We're doing it live. All right, carrier management.
Yeah.
Here we go. I went to the panel.
In the area where you do stuff.
Bartender. Settings? Oh, settings. Yep. Okay.
And illegal equipment trading. You have to toggle that to allowed.
Illegal equipment trading. Allowed. Oh, yeah.
I was already allowed. I guess they just assumed I was a criminal.
I know, right? And then you toggle one down and hit decommission fleet carrier.
Yeah, there we go.
That saves the changes.
Nope, they're still not available. Oh, never mind. It's because I'm full. It's because I'm full on e-breaches.
I want more, damn it.
I want more than 100 e-breaches.
They should add a 0 to that. God damn it.
On my person. 100 e-breaches. Okay. Well, there. Now my carrier looks like it has stuff on it when I walk around. Now I'll probably never walk around on it again. Oh, a bar. Oh, I forgot I put a bar in here. Isn't this fun? Oh, it's so cute. It's like so much smaller than the station ones.
Go buy something from your bartender.
I'm going to buy something from him. Let's see. What do you have in stock?
Nothing. Because you
What should I buy?
It.
Oh, he has absolutely nothing. Oh, you were trying to trick me. Can I sell things to... If I have stuff, I have to sell it to him for him to have it?
No, you have to manage it from your carrier.
Oh my God. I can't just talk to this
inventory.
guy to manage it?
Yeah. No, you got to go to...
Okay, never mind.
Actually, your inventory when you're in your ship, actually, I think.
What? No, because my ship...
Can I see my... And then you sell it. I don't know.
My on-foot stuff I can see when I'm in my ship?
Yes. Storage. There's inventory and there's storage.
Okay, yeah,
and then you transfer that stuff from there to your carrier. Then you go to carrier management to set up buy and sell orders.
Okay, that sounds great. I'm just going to sit at the bar then while we do the rest of this podcast. So here's one more thing that I have for this show, and that is there's been some continuing talk about the performance issues that I was discussing a while ago at great length. I asked other people to do some testing. What testing we did get basically confirmed everything I thought, which is to say, like, if your computer's powerful enough, you can outpace how fast Odyssey wants to draw frames. And then you can start seeing this drop in utilization where it doesn't even use your whole computer. And funnily enough, that coincides with whenever your computer starts to lose frames. So I have a lovely video where I'm demonstrating this by I keep flying closer and then farther away from a land settlement. And whenever I approach, it drops to like 35 frames a second and then climbs back up, of course, once it's done doing whatever it's thinking about. But during that time, the computer is not loaded up with work. It's actually sitting idle. So the FPS drops and the utilization drops. So this is not how games work.
Not how they should work.
Yeah, this is not how literally every game that works. So this is, I think, the singular problem with performance in Odyssey. And I don't think it's going too far to say pretty much everybody who bothers to look at this issue agrees with me. I think a lot of people kind of don't look at it, and I don't want you to do this if it's going to interfere with you having fun. Because boy, when I was doing all this performance testing, it really takes the fun out of Elite. However, I think this is really important. I think if whatever is causing this weirdness, where it just decides to not use your computer for a while and it tanks your performance during that time, if that could be fixed, all computers would get better at running Odyssey, not just the fast ones. So a lot of people said, oh, I looked at it, man, and mine's always pegged at 100%. I'm like, good. I can do that to mine too if I crank the resolution up to like 8K. And so it's just a matter of like, if you turned your graphics detail and your sampling down to like 0.5, where everything was so blocky you couldn't see it, then your computer would have a super easy time drawing those frames and you'd see the same thing we are. It's happening to everybody, and it would give everybody a boost in performance if it got fixed. So I finally put it on the issue tracker. The thing is, this has been on the issue tracker several times before, and they always expire. So they don't get enough votes. People aren't really paying attention, and they expire. Frontier never looks at it. put it up there. There's a link in the show notes. There's a link pinned in our hardware channel here in Discord. And I really, really implore everybody, please, if you don't believe me, go. There's a video there. There's some other screenshot evidence of the things we've talked about. I am certain you could demonstrate this to yourself and add your voice to it. Please vote up this issue. I'm not convinced they can fix it. I don't know if anything will come of this, but I would sure like to get at least an answer, even if it's, I get it, this is weird, but we can't fix it. Because honestly, like, I feel like if they looked at this back when we were in update 1 and 2, because this was present in the alpha and it's never changed. If they looked at this way back then, I don't know, we could be in a very, very different place right now. I don't see why this couldn't run almost as well as Horizons does without this in the way, because it seems to me to be just about the only difference as far as how difficult the game is to run. There are these times where it turns off for some reason. I have this theory that it has something to do with the AI. It happens when the game is thinking about things that are happening in the background. It happens to me when scouts do their weird superpowers and boost each other. I get these little frame drops for no reason. There's nothing different graphically on the screen. It's not graphics. And I have this demonstration in there where I have screenshots right in that issue tracker thread where I went to a prison ship, and for some reason, this was a scene where that went away and my frame rate skyrocketed and my utilization went up to 100%. It was doing what games are supposed to do. Use as much of my computer as they can until they run out of power or they hit my monitor's VSync, which I turn off for the sake of the test. So it went up to, hundreds of frames per second. And then I ordered an Apex and the utilization dropped back down, into the 30s and 40% instead of 100, and my frame rate dropped. So that shouldn't happen. It shouldn't stop using your GPU until it can't draw any more frames because it hit a cap. That's just the truth. So please, please, please click the link, vote it up. I want answers. And you should too, because it matters. Unless you're just totally happy with how Odyssey runs, which nobody is. Not even Chig with his 3080 Ti or whatever the hell. So
I'm fine with it.
No, shut up, Dubs. You're not fine with it.
I voted it. It looks like a lot of people are posting, that they're doing the same thing. It's in the confirming stage. I don't know what the stages are in the tracker, but people are voting for it. It's not on the first few pages yet, so need more votes.
Yeah, when I looked, there was only like 5 votes or something. I look now again, I guess. Anyway, needs votes. I think this is super important, and it's going to help all computers run Elite better, and you should vote it. So that's it.
I agree.
There are 6 votes right now.
Oof. Got to be 7.
Well, there are 6 user contributions. I don't know if votes are counted separately from that, but those are people who actually bothered to type something too, which I kind of believe makes it look more legitimate. So anyway,
it's hard to see where problems fall, because you look at you sort like the top voted, and it's got a bunch of shit that's fixed. So it had a bunch of votes back in the day, and it's still at the top of the list now. It's just this issue tracker's just.
Are you implying that their issue tracker doesn't really track issues very well?
Well, we should open a issue on the issue tracker talking about
don't
the issue
do that.
Tracker doesn't track
You're stealing
issues.
my thunder.
Oh.
All right. Well, anyway, that's all I had. I don't want to go on and on about that, but I do want people to please come vote. Please come vote. Please come vote. The links are everywhere that it would be reasonable to put them. And I think I'm going to keep pinging people. I'm going to use the Discord pings. If you're in our Discord, last time I used the podcast notifications, I figure that's when somebody's legitimately volunteered to be pinged by me once in a while. I think this is important. So you'll get a ping for this every few days, maybe.
Yeah.
Basically, in every few days, I'm just going to bother you about this until Frontier is forced to look at it.
With the machine that goes bing.
All right.
Bonus points for knowing the movie. All right.
I don't know that movie, but why don't you tell me about some movies?
Yeah. Yeah, anniversaries. There's some interesting ones this week, actually. Do we want to start most recent and go back in time, or start
Yes.
old as fuck and come forward?
No, start recent and work your way back.
Oh, interesting. Okay, not what I would have said, but I'll go with it.
10 years ago, on the 23rd of March, The Hunger Games. That one.
Okay.
That one surprised me. I actually thought that came out longer ago. And usually it's like, it's already been 10 years. For some reason, I just feel like that was way longer ago. But there was that one, which was interesting. But then we moved back in time and you get a little, let's go 20 years, 2002. God, 20 years is still this
Good
millennium.
God.
Yeah.
20 years ago. Holy crap. You have Blade 2, before Wesley Snipes started evading taxes and stuff, and Panic Room with Jodie Foster, but 2 movies. Now I think we start getting interesting. A good one, 25 years ago, in 1997, Liar Liar with Jim Carrey.
Oh, no.
25 years old. That movie has one of my favorite lines of all time, is when he's walking in and his secretary goes, "Hey, Skull's on the line and he robbed another ATM, this time at knife point. He's looking for legal advice." And he grabs the phone and he goes, "Stop breaking the law, asshole." Love that line. The best legal advice you can give a criminal.
Yeah.
Move back a little bit farther. Now here's a good one. 30 freaking years ago,
Ooh.
Basic Instinct.
Oh, wow.
And Sharon Stone showed her.
She didn't mean to either.
Yep.
She was not aware of that. In fact, they assured her that that was not in the film, and she didn't realize until she went to the screening.
Yep, and she was super embarrassed. And could you imagine if that happened today compared to 30 years ago? That would be a massive lawsuit and stuff.
Apparently, her managers had convinced her to not sue, but instead leverage it into becoming a massive star that basically owned the studio. And I guess it basically worked. So
it worked great.
Teach you to fuck her over, huh?
It's a good movie. Now going from cooch to boobies, 40 years ago, 1982. March 19th, Porky's came out. That's the first movie I ever saw boobies in. So I saw that at a drive-in in like 1982.
Oh my God.
It was great.
They showed Porky's in a drive-in?
Oh yeah. There was my parents. They're like, "What the hell?" Yeah, it was great.
Wow. I was born in 83, so.
Oh God, I remember that movie.
Then you missed out. Let's go back.
It was so bad it was good.
Now we'll go on this exact date. 50 years ago, 1972, The Godfather. I'm not even going to try to do a Marlon Brando impression, but 50 years ago. So there was a good mix of movies, comedies, boobs, and all-time classics. So just thought I'd share those. Got any memories of that? Come to Chig Chat, post, talk about whatever the hell you want, and and vote up.
Co-pilot's still going strong.
Yes, co-pilot. Come. Put pictures of your dogs. If you put cats, I do hate you. Talking to you, Nurgle.
So please put pictures of your cats in Chig Chat.
Yeah, you know what to do. You know what to do, cats.
Flood the man with cats. Show him the kitty cat love. We'll even take pictures of Kit Kats.
I have a box with kittens in it right now.
There you go.
Like week old kittens.
Oh my God, you can use those as bait for like musky fishing.
Flood the man with pictures of cats.
Redacted.
All right.
Redacted.
Any other business for this podcast?
I can't believe I went there.
Can we talk about cheese?
Yeah, sure.
It's a segue
you got
tonight.
He's doing movies now. Do you want to do cheese?
No, I want to go get dinner though.
All right. I think that's fine. It's dinner time.
All right, cheese balls is the cheese of the week. Nasty. You get them in a big giant tub, and you can never finish them all before they just you hate yourself. So yeah, cheese balls is the cheese of the week.
I think my son
can easily finish them without hating myself. I don't know what you're talking about.
The big like Sam's Club or Costco tub, that giant fucking tub.
I mean, my children help.
It's like a fish tank.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's big, nasty, and gross. I hate those things, but I eat them so much.
I do not eat those.
No,
Why?
me either.
Oh,
You care about your health?
Well,
Yeah.
I don't think it would take caring about my health to not eat them. Like, I think they're actually
Nasty?
just real gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad news. I do care about my health a bit, but I really don't think that has to come into play here. They're just gross.
They're just gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out.
Hey,
And
you know what else is gross?
what?
Just to bring this up,
Yeah.
a computer with no fucking RGB.
That's
Oh,
horrible. Who would even do such a thing?
So for the listeners at home, I found the one bit of RGB in my computer, and I figured out that I could turn it off.
Oh, and you're blaming Odyssey on your frame rates.
Nothing changed. All my measurements came before when the RGB was running in rainbow mode, which means it had
one
all
tiny
the
RGB in there. One tiny RGB.
It's the graphics card. It's a great big stripe, and there's bits on the end and everything.
I am
It's
RGB free and proud.
Yeah. My computer case is from back in the day. My computer case has 5 1/4 drive bays on the front of it.
Yeah, mine
Space
does
is
too.
closed. That's how old, because I have it's a Corsair like 400R. It's real old, but I like it. It works bloody fine. It's basically like perforated mesh steel, black on all sides. There's no windows or anything. It's not meant to be seen through. And
what?
Yeah,
Mine's like porn.
no
Yours is
glass.
gross.
Glass is bad for thermals. None of that crap.
Gross.
You
Not
have
when
to
you
care
got,
about the
not when you got
machine running.
620 millimeter fans.
Does it have the backwards facing USBs on the top?
They're vertical. What do you mean backwards facing?
I pulled up a picture, and I've worked on a case similar to that. Like, there's the hump on the top and the front, and on the back of that hump is their USB ports back there.
No, that
yeah.
hump is like a handle. It's
Like
like
the
a
handle? Okay.
Yeah. Anywho, there's even like mesh on this. There's a fan mounted on the side that blows right onto my GPU. It's great. Great. Anyway,
Wow.
and I've seen no reason to change it as I've upgraded this computer over the years. I like this case.
It just works.
My new case. My new case.
The current
rocks.
price is $120, and Corsair is still selling it.
That's
See?
definitely what it costs new, like 12 years ago or whatever. So I don't think you can do a lot better now, I'm sure.
I bought my case, that 4000X, I think was $120, and it came with 3 RGB fans. So,
well, this came with 3 fans. They just don't have lights in them because that doesn't. Lights actually, I don't know if you guys realize this. Lights don't move air.
no, but they
No?
You don't
performance.
believe. That's the problem. You're not believing in the
Don't
light.
believe.
It's like
the
Santa Claus.
magic.
You don't believe in Santa Claus either, do you? When I knock out your teeth, you're not getting any money from the tooth fairy.
Bitch, I am the tooth fairy.
There you go.
My case is missing 4 sides. My airflow is
Here's
amazing.
the display. Yeah, at least that's the way to do a glass case. It's just like so you don't touch it.
Like I could
It's
literally
actually all
remove.
open.
I could remove the glass and one less layer and thing to mess with. But
I know
It's
my
nice.
airflow. I tried pulling off the side to see if it would affect it, and no, I've got such an air channel going through this thing. I've tweaked these fans to
Yeah.
Well,
perfect.
you have an AIO also, which means that's pushed right up against the side. It kind of moves the whole thermal mass of the system to the edge anyway. Okay. Anyway, we're gonna wrap this up. Thanks for joining me, everybody. If you like the show, please rate and review. You know how to do it, and if you don't know how to do it, I can't help you. You can find our Discord at discord.io/loosescrews, and you can check out the merch store at loosescrews.com. There's merch there. And what?
Meh,
Yeah.
meh, meh.
Okay. Well, there's merch anyway. Oh shoot! Somebody asked me to make phone cases, and I told them I would, and then I got super busy with work, and then I worked an extra 12 hours on the same stupid project, and I haven't done it. I am going to try to do that for you. I'm sorry, I can't remember who asked for it.
We need an RGB for life T-shirt.
Can you also get like our logo on a hat so you can send one to ARF?
On a hat. They probably have hats. Yeah, I could probably
Oh,
do
I'm
that.
sure they have hats. And if they don't, I can do it.
Yeah. All right. So phone cases and hats. There's a bunch of different kinds of phone cases, but unfortunately, I gotta like put the design on each one. I can't just like push go and have them do them all. But anyway, what do you white with black logo? Probably that's the easiest thing. People like that, right? Okay,
sure.
Good. And then you can change the background color if you want to. That's pretty easy. Okay, so that's what we'll do, and we'll add phone cases. All right, thanks, Chig, Dubs, Nurgle, Hate for joining me. See you next time. Fly loose and fly, Screwy. Fly your carriers, Screwy.
You can't fly your carriers. Can't even push buttons from the captain's seat.
Yeah.
I'm not bitter.
All right.
You're bitter.
Good night.
Bitter. I'm old.